serial entrepreneur here, and I've been gone for a while. I hope you guys haven't missed me too much. I've actually been super busy, so I've got a few deals that I'm working on that are really big deals. One of them is the owner of 9 car, it's like a, not a body shop, but a maintenance and repair shop for a car or automobile location. They have 9 and they're looking to expand here pretty quickly, so they have a big budget that they're trying to work with. The guy used to be in real estate, got out of real estate back in 2008 when the market crashed in the US, and ever since then he kind of, I think he lost about $150 million back then, but he stuffed a couple million away and got into something that was going to be recession proof, which is cars. So that's what we're working on with him. I've got a couple other clients that are keeping me busy. But then on top of all of that, working on this class that I'm trying to get done. And also I've started a dropship company, gotten into that, doing some more automated, basically automated income where you don't have to put in too much effort and you start earning a revenue. If you're interested in checking out my dropship company, we're a men's socks company. If you like those crazy designs or those cool designs in socks, we don't do the super crazy stuff. Ours is more towards the stylish, trendy side. So if you like just cool looking dress socks, you can check us out. They're super cheap. It's only available to people in the US. That's all I'm able to do for shipping right now. But eventually that'll grow and I'll be able to expand out from there. So if you're interested, go to socks, SOKS-apparel.com. I'll also leave the link in the description below so that way you guys can check it out if you're interested. Try ordering a pair. They're great socks. They're really, really cheap. As far as cost, the quality is really, really great. So you guys might like them, but if so, just look me up there and get you a pair of socks. But outside of that, like I said, I've been super busy. I've got my mentors that I'm doing. I'm developing an app right now, so just a lot going on. But trying to automate everything has been the biggest struggle. Not struggle, but just something that I'm not used to doing. So it's a learning curve, really. But anyways, we're going to get into today. So as you can see, I bought a whiteboard for you guys. So that way I can do a little bit more interactive learning, give you guys some stuff that we can kind of go through, kind of like a lesson plan. And that's what I'm going to be doing a lot in my video tutorial or my digital marketing educational series or class that you guys are so excited about. By the way, I'm really glad you guys are excited for that. I think I've gotten about 25 people already tell me that they're interested in signing up for the class. I mean, it's a great deal. It's $150, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but $150 compared to everybody else, at least for the first 100 people, it's going to be $150. So you don't want to miss out. I'm telling you, like, you're not going to get that offer again. I'm not going to put it back at $150. That's just the promo. After that, it goes up to $250, and who knows where the price could go up from there. It depends on the value. If the value of my course is that great, if people are getting a lot of information from it and it's benefiting their business, then I have to increase the value of my product. That only makes sense from a business perspective, right? So we're going to get into today's lesson, or at least it's kind of it's more of what you need to know, okay? Because this is the stuff that people aren't telling you. And guess what it's about? Facebook. Everybody thinks and even me, I mean, I feel like I know a ton about Facebook, but there is so much to learn on a regular basis that, it's hard to keep up with all the new information, what information is going to be beneficial moving forward, especially with all the changes. So I put together a little bit of information for you guys to look at and what you need to know before you start actually advertising on Facebook for your clients. Because if you don't understand how Facebook works, then you're not going to understand how to advertise properly and advertise to people's business clients or to their customers. For example, so we'll just get straight into it. So Facebook Marketing 101, this is what you need to know before you get into actually advertising for your clients. All right, so Facebook marketing in itself, in 2017, we have 1.8 billion monthly active Facebook users. So hear me out, monthly active Facebook users. That means that they aren't getting on every day. This is including all of the older people who have, like my grandmother, just got on Facebook last year. I think she's about to be 65, 66. She'll kill me if she sees this, but she'll never get on here. She just got on the Facebook. But no, they're just getting into Facebook. They're a slower trend. They usually come on later. They're not the millennials. Millennials jump on a new trend like that. We're on Snapchat as soon as it came out, as soon as it was something trendy. Grandparents, they'll probably be on Snapchat. You wouldn't believe it, but I would bet you. Because I remember when my grandparents said, "Oh, I'll never get on Facebook. I don't understand why you guys use it." Look, My grandmother's on Facebook. So is my grandfather's probably going to be on it soon, but he takes a little longer than her, and men usually do. So that's a key thing to remember. Men are not as active on Facebook or as social media. They are, but compared to the female counterpart, not as active. So 1.86 billion monthly active Facebook users. All the old people, all the young kids, and then the people who use it a lot, which is millennials, and then part of Gen X, going up into like the early 40s and early 50s. Actually, one thing you should know is Millennials use a lot of social media platforms: Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. The list could go on and on forever. So we don't have as much presence on Facebook as we did 10 years ago when Facebook first came out, and it was the big one, and that's where everybody spent their time. Now we're spending it on other platforms. Older people, like our parents, Gen Xers, or baby boomers, they're not just getting the Gen X was getting into Facebook probably 4 to 5 years ago, even earlier for a lot, and that's when they started becoming prominent. They were the largest group penetrating the Facebook market. Now it's baby boomers and part of the older end of the Generation X. So that's something to keep in mind. Those are the people who are penetrating more into Facebook. Those are new people getting excited on Facebook. So that's a key thing to take to your advertisers. If they have an older clientele, Facebook actually isn't a bad way to reach the older clientele. They're getting into Facebook now. Even some of them are slowly starting to get into Instagram. My mom, she's starting to get into Instagram, where she didn't used to ever use it at all. She started off in Facebook, just like we all kind of did. So it's a trend that you have to keep in mind. Eventually, your grandparents could be on Snapchat, and I'm sure some of you probably have grandparents on Snapchat. So you think that it will never happen, but it will, and it's something you have to keep in mind moving forward. So, moving on, 1.15 billion mobile daily active users. All right, so let me give you one more statistic, and then we're going to compare. So, we got 1.8 billion, and that's monthly. All right, 1.8 billion monthly, and then we have 1.15 billion are mobile daily users. Couldn't remember how to spell daily for a second. Okay, mobile daily users. What does that mean compared to this? So if we have 1.8 billion monthly users and 1.15 billion mobile daily users, who do you think are the mobile users? Probably the more active generation, the younger generation. Who's the ones using the monthly? That monthly takes into consideration mobile and desktop, and that's not just daily use but monthly use. So these are people using desktops. These are people that are older in the generation, people who are a lot younger, early preteens that don't get on the computer or have a phone yet, stuff like that. All right, and then the next thing that we need to compare to is this. You're gonna love this. 1.23 billion, okay, daily users. All right, I guess I didn't need that there, did I? All right, 1.23 billion daily users. So look at this, 1.15 billion mobile daily users and a total of 1.23 billion daily users. All right, that's 93%. I did the math earlier. 93% of people using Facebook on a daily basis are mobile users. Mobile. This is a combination of mobile and desktop. All right, didn't spell desk right. Desktop. All right, 93%. So what do you take away from this? You need to understand that when you're creating ads, when you're creating banner or cover photos, when you're creating profile images, yes, you need to have it optimized. It is important to have it optimized for the website, but if you have to pick one on an optimization, or if you have to pick one to make your image look a specific way or optimized a specific way, you need to go mobile, because 93% of all traffic is done mobile. As a matter of fact, not all traffic, but a majority, I believe it's 90% of all traffic on the web now is done via mobile. All traffic, that's insane. That means everybody's using a phone or a tablet, and you have to keep that in mind when you're advertising for your customers. Why? Because the visual experience is half the game when you're doing this. When you're advertising to customers, whether it be video or images that you're using for customers, the quality of that video or image, or the sizing, Making sure that like for example, you don't want a logo cut off halfway on an image. It doesn't look good. And a lot of businesses will upload their profile photo where it should show their logo properly, and it's got a third of the logo on there. So those are things you need to keep in mind. It's super important, and those little things will make you look like a professional compared to everybody else, because they'll be like, well, how did you get, I've actually had a customer say, how did you get my Facebook profile to fit so perfectly? I've been trying to do that for months. They just don't know how to do simple stuff like that, and that's what you're there for. All right, so that's an 18% increase year over year. So since 2016, that's increased 18%. That's an incredible amount, considering that Facebook, I think, is almost getting up to 20 years old now. I believe they just had their 15th birthday not too long ago. So next thing, there are 1.74 billion mobile active users for December 2016. Okay, so that means for the end of 2016, there were a total of 1.74 billion mobile active users, which if you look at this, 1.8, and the number is 1.74 billion of those were mobile. Another reason another reason you need to be looking at mobile, okay? All right, if you're advertising if you have an online customer, someone who's only doing e-commerce, and you're advertising to the European side of the world, you guys need to be aware that, just another key fact, 307 million people are on Facebook over in Europe. And just so you guys know, I will be actually uploading this document online so you can view it later. So that way you can actually get some information from it and go over it again if you need to. Next thing, age 25 to 34, 29.7% of users. So 25, it's 29% of users. So if you look at that, that's a whole third of the population using Facebook. Out of those, daily active users, out of the 1.15 billion mobile active users, 29% of those are going to be in between 25 to 34. So if you're advertising to a younger clientele, or if you have a customer that hits a younger niche, good little thing to pitch to them. This is all stuff you can take into your customers when you're trying to sell to them and trying to get them to buy something from you. You need to be able to express this kind of information to them. Don't just go in and say, hey, I'm going to do this for your Facebook. A lot of them don't even know why they need to be advertising on Facebook. Surprisingly enough, they don't understand that after however many years, Facebook, I think it's 2008 or 2009, Facebook released their ad platform. It might have been a little earlier. I can't exactly remember right now, but it's been out that long, almost 10 years, and they're just now realizing the effectiveness of it. When people have been having success on Facebook, Instagram, and platforms like it for years now. So something to keep in mind, definitely something to talk to your customers about. All right, 5 new profiles are created every second, just another cool little tidbit. So people are still joining Facebook. Not a lot of those, but some of those are fake profiles, ghost profiles, but Facebook does daily and monthly reviews of that kind of information to make sure that they're keeping only quality user profiles in their database. All right, the next one, Facebook users are 76% female out of the total percentage of all women that are online. So if you look at the total pie of women that are using the internet, 76% of them are on Facebook. That's amazing, okay? So that means basically there's a small 24% of people, or of women, that aren't using Facebook in the world that are on the internet. They're probably the older generation. That's probably that generation that's slowly trickling into Facebook. So I would bet you that number gets even higher and higher as the years go on. So what was it? 76%. Female of all internet females. Alright guys, 66% of all men out of 100% of men on the internet are on Facebook. It's a thing to know. So one thing that you should notice out of this, women are on Facebook more, by about 10%. So if you have an ad that's targeted to females, you're going to have a lot bigger of an audience. It's something to keep in mind. All right. Highest traffic occurs midweek between 1 to 3 p.m. All right, so that's on Wednesday. Actually, Wednesday between 1 and 3 p.m. is seen to be the highest day of traffic, or the highest time period of traffic on Facebook. Think about that psychologically, okay? Why might that be? On Wednesday, people are getting through halfway through the week of work, right? You're getting tired of work because it's halfway through the week and you got a whole nother 2 days. I know, psychologically though, that's what people are feeling. So what are they getting on their phones for? Because they're bored, they're tired of working. And it's between 1 and 3 p.m. So it's right after they get off of lunch. They're like, shit, I don't want to go back to work. So they're sitting there, twiddling their thumb on their phone, looking through Facebook because they're bored. They're looking for stuff to entertain them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It is so important. So look up, best posting times or common posting times, or just times when people aren't really surfing, Facebook to look for information. Because if you're posting when people aren't really searching, it's kind of a waste of time, wouldn't you say? So let me see here. The next one, on Thursdays and Fridays, engagement is 18% higher. All right, let's think about that one. Thursday and Friday, what is that? It's the end of the week, getting done with your work week, and you have 18% more engagement. Well, if it's getting towards the end of the work week, you're probably looking towards going out with friends, going out to the bar, if you're younger, or a club, or setting up plans to go do something outside for the weekend, or go to a sporting event. It just depends on what you're trying to do, but that's why people are getting engaged. They're trying to set up stuff with their friends, with their family, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever it may be. That's what they're trying to do. So that's why there's more engagement. Also, they're commenting on stuff that's coming up for the weekend. Like if a friend posts an event that they're going to, friends start saying, oh, hey, I want to go to that event. That's why. You have to look at these things from a psychological perspective. Marketing, or at least digital marketing psychology plays a huge role in digital marketing. The way people react and act on a daily basis has a lot to do with how they're going to act on social media and how they're going to consume your information. So that planning needs to go into the beginning of that client's marketing campaign, basically. All right. Another cool thing to know is photo uploads, 300 million per day. Can you believe that? 300 million per day. That's almost the size of the U.S. population. That is an amazing amount of photos being uploaded per day. So why? The reason why you need to know that, why that's important. Photo, video is super big on social media. If you haven't figured that out already, I hope you have. But the trend is actually moving towards video. So one thing you need to be focusing on, if your competitors or if a client's competitors don't have a lot of video, maybe that's something you need to focus on for your content strategy, is creating more video than your customer, because people want to consume video. They like video. Now, for now, keep the videos short. People don't like super long videos unless they're looking for something educational where they can learn, kind of like this, where I'm allowed to go into an open forum. But if it's something where you're trying to advertise a quick service or give people quick information about a service, you don't really want to go into a super long video. So keep that in mind. Average time on Facebook spent per visit per user is about 20 minutes. So on average, a person gets on Facebook about 20 minutes. Every 60 seconds on Facebook, 510,000 comments are being posted and 293 statuses are being updated. The next thing is 136,000 photos are being uploaded every 60 seconds. So you can see why we have almost 300, or what was it, 200 million a day? 300 million per day. So 136,000 every 60 seconds. That's insane. So next few little statistics, and then we'll get into some other parts of Facebook. 4.75 billion pieces of content shared daily, and that's about a 94% increase. So from the previous year. So that is I keep saying this, but it really is, when you think about how much activity, but you see why Facebook makes so much money and why it's so effective for businesses if it's done the right way. So many people are on there constantly churning content. That's all you have to do is put something in front of them that they're going to want to engage with, that's going to entice them to engage with it and interact with it. The next one is 20% of all page views in the United States occur on Facebook. So think about that. Alright, the statistic only applies to the US, but think about that. A page view. What is a page view? A page view is if you go to any website, that you going to that website is a page view. So if I go to facebook.com, when that page loads, it's a page view. When I go to twitter.com, when that page loads, it's a page view. Okay, 20% of all page views in the US are Facebook related. So 1 out of 5 people who are on the computer basically, or on their mobile phone, or on Facebook. You can pick out 5 random people, and 1 out of 5 of them, if they're on their phone or desktop, and 1 out of 5 of them will be on Facebook. It's It's insane. All right. Next thing is or I think this is the last one. Yeah, last one. 42% of all marketers report that Facebook is critical or important to their business. 42%. And that tells you something else. It tells you that there's plenty of market out there to be had. If there's only 42% saying that it's critical, then there's a lot of people who are getting it wrong. There's about 30. Geez, I'm getting really. I cannot do math today, can I? All right, 58% of them, are not or don't consider Facebook to be a critical part of their advertising. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, especially with the record that it has or the track record that it has. So why is knowing all of that information so important? Well, when coming up with a Facebook marketing plan, you want to really consider who the audience is going to be for the business. We went over that a little bit ago. So whether it's male, whether it's female, how old the audience is going to be, what nationality the audience is, where they're located. All of this is super important. And that's actually why Facebook released one of their local targeting budget or campaigns. If you go into Ads Manager, you can see one of the campaigns is for local reach, because advertising changes, and you should never go into any advertising campaign with the same mentality. Even if you're in a niche and you're doing the same niche, market or same niche industry, you don't want to go into each campaign the same way, because customers are going to respond differently to different services and different products based on where they live, how old they are, and stuff like that. So my light keeps cutting out, so I'm just going to keep going on because my phone's going to die. Anyways, let's see here. The next thing is really just utilizing information like times of day, what periods of the month, what periods of the week are great. If there's specific holidays coming up, people are going to be on Facebook. If spring break for colleges and high schools is coming up, then they're going to be on their phones more. Knowing these things ahead of time and creating an event calendar or a content calendar based on that information is going to put you ahead of a lot of the competition, because most businesses aren't setting up platforms, content marketing campaigns, and all of this information that they need to be setting up ahead of time. So they're either trying to play catch up and posting for, that's what I see a lot actually. A lot of businesses will post for a holiday event on the holiday, and that's the first thing you see from that business. And it's like, well, you could have been advertising that 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago even, and you would have had a lot bigger return on your investment for your advertising. So that's just something that you need to keep in mind. So all of that. Let's see. B, what is needed to run an effective Facebook business page? All right, so we're going to go into the pieces that I feel, these are my pieces of information, or my pieces of Facebook that I feel definitely need to be there for it to be running effectively. And this is the bare minimums. Okay, so profile cover photo, that's the most important. If that is not, if the logo isn't the profile cover photo, and or not cover photo, but the profile image, and then the cover photo isn't something representing the business, they are freaking doing it wrong, and it upsets me more than anything. Those are the first two things. That is your first impression. The cover photo and the profile photo are the first impression, your digital first impression for Facebook. And 90% of people are getting it wrong because the image isn't sized right, or it's an image that has nothing to do with their business. I saw a post the other day, and the profile photo, it was a sponsored post too, but the profile photo, you couldn't even tell what it was, and it was a hardwood floor installation company. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this doesn't look like, it doesn't even look like wood. It doesn't make sense. You're not putting a good impression in your customers' minds when something like that happens. So next thing is going to be the navigation buttons. All right, so first you have your profile, what the pieces of it, profile, and your cover photo. Next, it's going to be the navigation bar. Alright, and why is that important? The navigation bar is the area on Facebook where you see the About section, the location, the reviews, the events tab, all the tabs that go down the side. That's the navigation. Why is this important? Because so many businesses have tried to go in there and create customizable tabs, and they failed at it. So now there's just a tab living on their page with a broken link. Or you go to the About section, and none of their information is there. What the heck do you even have an About section for? If you have a client that's a restaurant like I do, you need to add a menu tab to that. That takes some custom development. So, if you don't know how to do that kind of stuff, you need to outsource it to a professional who does know how to do it. But those things, I've seen business pages that don't have a review section. It's a local business, like the bigger chains don't necessarily need a review section, but the local businesses live on reviews and they don't have a review section on their page. It's great for SEO. Number one, reviews are always great for SEO. And number two, it gives your potential new customers a way to see if you're even worth trying out. Gotta have those things on there. So let me go into these are the most important ones to me. The menu, the events tab, reviews tab. A welcome tab is okay. It doesn't need to be there, but a welcome tab can be good if it's done properly. For restaurants, a catering tab. I don't see that a lot, and a lot of businesses do catering, so that's something that could be good. And then custom tabs. So if you're doing a special event or a special promotion or a giveaway or a contest, you can actually upload a tab there. All right, so that's going to be navigations. The third thing is media quality and diversity. All right, I got to get down here. Media quality and diversity. All right, and why is this important? Quality is obvious. We've gone over that 100 times now. The image quality, the video quality needs to be great. It's something I even need to work on a lot, even with my serial entrepreneur videos. I know I need better quality, and eventually, once my budget opens up, I'm gonna buy a really cool camera that'll make me look like I'm glowing over here. But that's something that is important. When I go for my customers or my clients, I actually have to hire sometimes to get someone who has better quality, more experience shooting, because I don't do film. I don't have experience in film. Everything that I do is just stuff that I see people doing. Stuff that I pull off the internet and stuff that I learned. So when you do this for customers, keep in mind that you can't always do it yourself. Sometimes it's better to hire because you'll get a better result. So that's quality. Diversity just means posting different types of content. So images versus video versus text versus there's actually you can do polls and surveys now. Posting informational links and sharing other people's content. There's so many different ways to post that if you're posting just a picture and a picture and a picture and a picture and for example, real estate. Love real estate agents pages. It's great. It's just picture after picture after picture of houses. There's nothing to be engaged about. If you go and look, they usually only have 1 or 2 likes on each post. The biggest waste of time in the world. They're actually putting all that time in it for nothing. And that's what I hate even more. Is going into a business and they keep telling you they don't need this, but you see on their Facebook they've been posting a lot of information but have no interaction whatsoever, no engagement. It's like, well, you obviously see that you need it because, Mr. Customer, you've been posting on a regular basis, but you're not getting any engagement. So you realize that you need it, but you don't realize there's a lot that can be said there. But that's a whole other conversation. But basically, just get from it that you need to have diversity. Make sure they're all sized right. Sizing is one of the most important parts. So, for example, I tried this the other day. I actually had to go figure out a sizing, but the link posts. So if you're posting a link to your website and you upload a custom image to that link post, it's actually smaller than the average Facebook post image. So you need to size it properly. That's something I learned actually firsthand. Don't be afraid to delete a post and start over. You can always do that. Like I was saying a second ago, having the about section complete, so having all the business contact info, the story, the about the business. The about section is a very small description that they see right on the front page. The story actually goes into more detail. They need to know the difference between that. And then general business info, like contact information, email addresses, phone numbers, operation hours, all that information needs to be up on their Facebook page in the about section. The call to action button. If they don't have the call to action button, sorry, let me write these up here. All right, so we have about section. That's the one after this. All right, and then the fifth one that we're about to get into, pull it down really quick, is call to action button. All right, this is that shop now, call now. What else are there? There's a bunch of different buttons that you can put. Learn more. But all, the button, the blue button at the top of the Facebook page, that's the call to action button. If that's not set, I don't know what you're doing on Facebook. That is, call to actions are how you make sales. If you don't have a call to action button set up, like, hey, just view our content. Don't ever reach out to us. We don't want your business. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So have the call to action button up and working. Content strategy is going to be the next one. Move my eraser. Content strategy. If I had my phone, since I'm recording on it, I can't show you, but I had this board. Literally, I filled it all the way up about 3 or 4 times creating content strategy for my dropship company. It took me hours, but that is needed. You should never start a Facebook marketing campaign. You should never go into a customer, take their money, say, I'm going to promote you on Facebook, go home and put a post on their Facebook page like that. You shouldn't post for probably the next week and a half to 2 weeks almost, because you need to put a fully comprehensive marketing strategy together. That means email included, website included, Facebook included, and all of it working together as one, coming together as a unit. That's the kind of planning that needs to go into these big ad campaigns with big dollars being spent. And then the last part is Facebook ads. Alright? So Facebook ads. Facebook ads are great for a lot of reasons, okay? Here's one little tidbit that 95% of marketers don't even know. And I'm not saying 95% of people on Facebook. 95% of people who do marketing for Facebook probably don't even know this. But 6%, that's the number you want to keep in mind, because it's a scary number. You have 100 people who like a business page or a Facebook page, okay? 100 people. 6% of those 100 people are going to see a post if there is no engagement, interaction, or ads or boosting being done to that post. So that means 6 out of the 100 people who like your page are going to see that post if no one comments on it or likes it or does any sort of engagement with it. It's terrible. If you're trying to get out of 100 people who like your Facebook page, if you're trying to get someone to convert to a sale and you're only reaching 6 out of those 100, you're not going to close. You need to reach 70 to 80% of that audience to close on a couple, on a few. That's how marketing works. That's how marketing is. There is no science to getting 100% conversion. I mean, I wish there was, because we'd all be rich, but it's not how it works. So you have to hit 70 to 80%. How do you do that? You either create a post that's organic and is going to go viral, so it gets a lot of engagement without having to spend on Facebook. That happens all the time via YouTube, via any of these big social platforms where people are putting out content. People go viral all the time. You see it all on a regular basis. But it's rare. It's not something that happens often. It's not something where the masses are able to do it. So what do you have to do to get your posts out to people when it's something that isn't necessarily just going to jump out and say, hey, to everybody, and get them to come to your website or to your Facebook? You have to put some ads behind it. So when you put ads behind it, you're still not reaching the total audience. You're actually only reaching about 60 to 70% of your total Facebook audience when you're putting ads behind it. Facebook doesn't want you to reach 100% because it seems too spammy. If you're able to reach 100% of your audience every single day, you're going to seem like spam. Facebook's more concerned with creating an environment where people can be sociable, where they can hang out, and not have to worry about being, just advertised to on a constant basis. That's why the ads look so organic now. They don't look like an actual ad. It looks like somebody's post or somebody's story. That's the whole point behind it, is to make it to where you don't feel like you're sitting watching TV. Sorry, I'm pointing my TV. You don't feel like you're sitting there watching TV and then cut to commercial break. It's just an ad put there, and it's actually usually related to something you've searched before recently, because that's how they target you based off of keywords, things you're searching, and then they put cookies on your page. So things to know. So ads are used to generate traffic, engagement, clicks or conversions to your website. Great for building landing pages or pushing them into a funnel from a landing page for email marketing, something like that. Really great there. Offers and promotions are really cool. You need to understand why offers and promotions are so beneficial. They give someone the ability to claim something and it saves to their Facebook. So then they can come into your location and say, hey, here's my offer. I want to get such and such off of this product. All right. And then also, not to mention the free advertising that comes out of it. So when you actually do a Facebook ad and someone claims an offer, they actually get something or a notification sent to them. It might be 2 to 3 days before the offer expires, and I think there's another one that goes out before that. But Facebook takes care of it for free and sends them a notification, a push notification, which, if you aren't familiar, a push notification is if you get a notification directly to your phone saying like an update or a text message, the text message update you get on your phone, that's a push notification. Same thing happens. Facebook sends one to your phone and says, hey, you have this offer that is going to expire in such and such days, you need to go claim it. So it reminds them for you automatically for free, no ad dollars spent. So really take advantage of offers if you're putting out promotions. They're a great way to re-advertise to your audience completely free. And it guarantees that they're going to see that notification. Not guarantees, but it makes it that much more certain that they're going to see that notification. And then the last thing is promoting events or setting up an event. Obviously, you can set these up for if you have ticket sales or if you're doing a special sale, something like that, or if you're hosting maybe something at a brick and mortar location. That's something you're going to be able to do for them. So keep that in mind. All right, and then pieces to Facebook marketing. What is needed? What do you need to have set up for your business to be able to market for a potential client? There's a few things. All right, so there's the Facebook business page, which is the business page itself. You have Facebook ads, which is what we just discussed. You have the Facebook business manager. That's where you go to Facebook or business.facebook.com. You need to go there if you haven't done it yet. That's a whole other side of the ballgame that I'll go into in my in my actual digital marketing school. But that's something that you're going to have to get familiar with, because that's how you actually use Facebook from a agency perspective. Next one is Facebook fan pages, and those are great for e-commerce websites, bigger websites. But I kind of went over those in my other video. Facebook fan pages are really great ways to just build conversation and traction around a specific subject. The next one is reporting and analytics. That's huge, and it's also under Business Manager, so why it's important to know. Reporting and analytics is going to be how you show the results that you've gotten for your clients. It shows detailed information about who their customers really are, and it allows them to adjust if they need to. If they think that their customers are 50 years old, but they're actually in their 30s, that's something you can relate to them and say, hey, look, we need to maybe change up our marketing campaign, because most of the customers that are coming to your page via your website or whatever are not in the age group that you think they are. So that's one thing. And then the last thing is pixels. And if you aren't in pixels, or if you don't, not in pixels, but if you don't understand the Facebook pixel or aren't using Facebook pixels, you don't need to be doing digital advertising. I'll tell you that right now. That is how you get your customers recurring income or recurring revenue. The pixel allows you to track who's been coming to your Facebook page, or who's been coming to your website due to your Facebook page's existence, basically. So since your Facebook page is putting all this marketing out there, it's obviously going to attract some people. When the people come into Facebook, when they come into your Facebook and go to your website, that pixel fires and says, hey, somebody came here from Facebook, and this is how we know. Tracks them from their, I believe, their IP address, or it sets a cookie on their website. But either way, it tracks them and says, hey, this is where they went, and this is on your website. Like, it'll even show what URLs they went to on your website after they left Facebook. So whether they went to the About page or the Contact Us page, it shows that. And other than that, there's an event pixel, which the event pixel I use all the time on my Shopify site. So when somebody subscribes, or when somebody purchases something or places an order, those are all events that happen on my website. And I can tell whether it came from Facebook or whether it came from something else due to that pixel being fired. So it's super crucial that you have that on your Facebook page, and that you're using it for your businesses. And then the last thing is going to be the FAQ pages, and that's on the very bottom of the document that I said I'm going to upload. So make sure you check that out. Basically, it just goes into information that'll help you guys out. You guys always have questions about stuff, and there's not always an answer that somebody has done a video for or something like that. So Facebook pages is where I always check first before I try and reach out to someone else. You can usually find an answer on their forum, and it's a pretty easy search. So use that link that I'm leaving at the bottom of this document. But that is it. So, just remember those key things about Facebook. Remember all the information that we went to about demographics, how people are using Facebook. It's super important when you're creating these campaigns for your businesses or for your clients. And that's going to help you generate better sales and better conversions for your clients, and then ultimately make you more money. So that's, like I said, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really, I can't do this without you guys, and I am so excited because I'm coming up on 1,000 subscribers now, and that's kind of not the plateau, but that's like, for me, that was my goal, was to get it to 1,000 subscribers. So once we get there, I'm going for 10K. So share these videos, let your friends know. Like I said, I'm almost at 1,000, which is awesome for me. I never expected that I'd be at 1,000 by the time this group, or everything was said and done. I honestly just did it for fun, so would love you guys' support in helping me grow my page. My next goal is 10,000, so that's what we're gonna go for. But if you haven't liked my channel, like I said, or subscribe to it now. Message me on Snapchat at SerialENT. Love to get quick, short messages there. I also created a Facebook page for you guys, Serial Entrepreneur Jordan Steen. You can find me there, leave me messages there. Please go like and follow that, because I'm trying to grow that page. Next thing for you guys, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you like cool dress socks, I've got some really cool dress socks online. They're very inexpensive. A 5-pack is like 19-20 bucks. You cannot find a better deal than that for high quality, cool design socks. So go check me out. Like I said, the website is www.socksapparel.com, and you can check out my collection there. And then let me know what you think about the socks, if you like them or if you don't like them, because I'm always looking for insight, as for advice as to what I can do to maybe update the collection or something like that. And then again, stay tuned for the Serial Entrepreneur Digital Marketing School. That's going to be coming out very soon. I plan to upload, like the first 20 videos. We'll do the introductory series videos, kind of like this video that we just did, except for more in depth, obviously. But that's only going to be 150 bucks, and you cannot beat that deal. You can see this video right here took me about 45 minutes to an hour to create, plus I got to go do some editing. So you're getting tons of value here, super, super inexpensive. And I'm only going to let the first 100 people get it for $150. So after that, it's jumping up to $250, and who knows where it's going to go from there. So make sure you don't miss out on that opportunity, because it's only going to be around for a little while. And I'll let you guys know once I get that site up and running, and then you guys can start buying it, hopefully. I've had about 25 people say they want it, so that really means only 75 people are going to be able to get it after that. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. It was super awesome doing this video. I'm so excited to see where this page keeps going. I love your comments and your feedback, so keep them coming. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, do it. Follow me Snapchat, Facebook, everything like that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Serial Entrepreneur out.